So we need to have a conversation. We need to have a very deep conversation about this trend that's going on right now with everyone saying that they hate their 9 to 5. Listen, I'm seeing so many videos out there of people saying how they hate the 9 to 5 and they quit the 9 to 5. Unfortunately, these videos are getting so many views. And next thing you know, the next video this influencer is doing is another video explaining how they hate the 9 to 5. My question is, why do so many people hate the 9 to 5? Why? Why do everyone feel like the 9 to 5 is the worst thing to have? Well, I got news for you. There's a lot of people out there who have a 9 to 5 and enjoy it. So in this video, I'm going to discuss the huge misconception that's out there about working a 9 to 5. And I'm also going to challenge you to change your mindset in order for you to become successful in your career. All right, so let's start off with this. First, we need to discuss the whole modern disconnect that is out there with social media and the real world. Listen. How many times do I need to say this? What you see on social media is not real. It is not real whatsoever. Everyone out there saying how they hate the 9 to 5, they're doing it because they know the majority of society does not like working a 9 to 5 or don't like working at all. And with times being so hard, they know it's advantageous for them to make videos saying, yeah, 9 to 5 sucks. But there's a good possibility they are still working their 9 to 5. Or they are broke and they have no other source of income and they're hoping that you're clicking on the video in order for them to get monetized. You see, you need to recognize, guys, the reality of the situation. The reality of the situation is a 9 to 5 is not the worst thing out there. It isn't. I know influencers are telling you how horrible it is and how unfulfilling it is to have a 9 to 5. It is not. Now, let's say this. Out of all the type of jobs that you can have, a 9 to 5 is the best option for people to have. You're not working graveyard shift. You're not working weekends. You are working 9 to 5. You go to sleep at a certain time and you get to enjoy life. You get to have a weekend and do whatever it is that you want to do on the weekend. A typical 9 to 5 is not a horrible experience. You also need to understand this as well. A 9 to 5, a lot of people thrive in that type of structured environment. A lot of people do, because you could go in and work a 9 to 5. And I am not anti-entrepreneur at all. But you can work a 9 to 5 and after work on your hustle, work on your business, work on yourself, work on your interpersonal skills, work on all the skills where then eventually you could go ahead and leave corporate America. But you don't need to just poo-poo working a 9 to 5. That is probably going to be the best option that's available to you. There's also benefits of working a 9 to 5 that so many people overlook. It's a stable income. And you're also getting benefits. You don't have to worry about your benefits. You don't need to worry about your income. You know you are getting it. And also there's a work-life balance. Compare this to being an entrepreneur where you have no work-life balance, okay? If you are committed to your business and you want to succeed, you got to be obsessed with that. You have to just go all in. That is the way for you to become successful running your own business. If you can't handle a 9 to 5, something that is really stable, there is no possible way that you can handle working on your own as an entrepreneur, starting your own business, where you have all types of working hours. It's not a 9 to 5, it's 24/7. And you also need to realize this. You do not understand what it's like until you are in that situation. What you're seeing on YouTube is everyone glorifying it, okay? TikTok, Instagram, everywhere, they're glorifying it. But you're seeing the end result, okay? If they're being honest and they're being realistic with how they became rich, you're seeing the ending product. Not everyone is successful in entrepreneurship. Not everyone is able to leave a 9 to 5 and go out and start their own business. And let's be honest, the economy right now is not that great. So the Gen Zs are falling in love with the whole idea of becoming rich. But you gotta focus on the reality of the situation. You are getting a paycheck. You are surviving. Yes, times are hard right now. Yes, you might be working ridiculous amount of hours in your job and you're tired because you want to raise. Yes, I get it. I understand that. But that should be the fire to ignite you to start your own business. But you can't say you hate what is actually supporting your life right now. Without 9 to 5, you will not be able to survive. You at least have to respect that before you say you hate a 9 to 5. So that's why what I want all you guys to do is to focus on your mindset, and you need to shift it. You need to stop looking at 9 to 5 as a place to just go in as a prison sentence. I used to always joke, and I used to always say that it does feel like it is a prison sentence, and when you leave, you're on parole. I get it. And there's times on Friday you're saying, yes, I can't wait for the weekend. And then you have that coworker is like, for what? Because in 2 days, you're coming back into work. I get it. I've been there and I've done that. But there's so many things I got in my life. My 401k match. My 401k is looking sweet right now because of the fact I'm getting my match. But you gotta look at the positive of the situation. You gotta look at the positive that you are getting a paycheck. You gotta look at the positive that if you go to the hospital, if you need to go to the dentist, you need to get anything done medically, you have insurance for that. You need to also think the money I have in my retirement account is because of the match my company is giving me. You also need to recognize a lot of these jobs offer tuition reimbursement. You could go ahead, go back in college, get your master's or whatever the case may be, trade school, whatever, and they're gonna pay for it. You see, you need to start taking advantage of all these opportunities. A lot of people go into a 9 to 5 and they take advantage of nothing. All they want is just give me more money, give me more money, give me more money. But I got news for you guys. When it comes to a compensation package, it's not only your salary. You need to look at the totality of it, okay? Me, at the job that I'm in right now, the first day I started the job, number one thing I did was look at all my benefits. One of the benefits was to get tuition reimbursement. And guess what? You could get it on day one. I signed up that moment. A year and a half later, I got my master's. I took advantage of it. It was $20,000 that they used to pay for my master's. To me, $10,000 a year was my compensation. The money that I was not spending, I was getting in return of an education. And it didn't stop there. It did not stop there. The reason I'm able to do all these YouTube videos and whatnot is because I have a 9 to 5. I could put all this extra work and effort into doing my YouTube channel because I'm working a 9 to 5. I have the energy in the morning and I have the energy at the night, and I also could do it on the weekend. You need to look at the positives of the situation. Let me not tell you the negative, okay? Which is you have no money, no income, and you're dead broke. And you're living in the street or you're living in your friend's couch. It's a worse situation out there than working a 9 to 5. 9 to 5 is a job, man. It's a job where you're getting paid, and people need to respect that. And your mindset needs to shift to understand, okay, this has a lot of positives, but I might not like these positives, because the number one thing people want right now is financial freedom. They want freedom also of their time. And I get it. I'm the same way. I'll definitely want financial freedom, and I want freedom of my time, but I gotta pay my dues. And for people doing videos that I'm seeing, they're like damn near 20 years old, 21 years old, talking about how they hate the 9 to 5. Man, they got Similac on their breath. They're wet behind the ears. They have not even put in a little tinge of the grind in order to say a 9 to 5 sucks. So what we need to do, guys, is just redefine success. Redefine success. Success is not only becoming an entrepreneur doing your own business. A lot of people do that and they fail. Success could come working in corporate America as well. If you are responsible with not running up your credit card debt, being responsible with getting a car that you could afford, not using all these buy now, pay laters, and doing all these ridiculous things to make your financial life difficult, you can't become successful working 9 to 5. There are people who move up, become managers, VPs, all types of positions where they can make so much money and don't need to worry about working on their own and not getting paid by a customer or vendors or whatnot. Some people like it. Some people really enjoy that structure, and you can become successful that way as well. I will say this though, that this is the truth. A 9 to 5 does have a cap. It definitely does. Your cap is your salary. So I definitely get it. And you can make so much money on your own. But you need to recognize as well, a 9 to 5, yes, the ceiling is probably capped, but also the floor. Okay? You know exactly the lowest amount you're going to get based upon your salary. If you do sales, you get commissions and things like that, where you can make more money and bonuses. But you at least know what your floor is. If you're an entrepreneur, your floor, it's not set. Okay, your ceiling is not set, but also your floor is not set. And that's not to say that you should stay in 9 to 5 just for safety and comfort. I'm not saying that, but I'm just explaining it's not meant for everyone. Not everyone has a skill to be an entrepreneur. Some people are good at their job. They're good at being a financial analyst. They're good at being an accountant. They're good at being whatever it is, whatever field they're in. They're really good at it, and they really love it. And they're able to provide for their family. They're able to provide for themselves. The job might give you a good 9 to 5 where you have a work-life balance. So you need to just stop poo-pooing on a 9 to 5 and recognize that success does not come only from just being an entrepreneur. It also can come from a 9 to 5, and you need to respect it. And remember this as well, guys. You do not need to like every aspect of a 9 to 5. Life is not perfect. You cannot expect a 9 to 5 to be perfect. There's people going to challenge your opinions. There's some people you're not going to like. There's some people you're going to fall in love with. There's so many things about 9 to 5 that you need to understand, that you're working with a bunch of people who have a bunch of opinions, and you're not supposed to love everything. We all have seasons in our 9 to 5 where we're not working 9 to 5. We have to put in extra hours because of a project, or we might not get the raise that we want. It's okay. You cannot like every single aspect of your 9 to 5 because we're dealing with people. Yes, you could choose your friends, but you cannot choose your coworkers. Okay, you cannot choose your managers. And you definitely need to understand that. Now, I'm not saying that you stay in a job where the manager is giving you hell. I'm not saying that. That is a horrible situation. But you could transfer it to a different department. You could transfer it to a different 9 to 5. But you cannot let this one bad experience with a manager that is inexperienced dictate your whole career and make you say, I hate my 9 to 5.